And social credibility is this idea that if you can introduce yourself informally to people, in advance of them meeting you or you approaching them, that interaction will be so much more interesting and successful. And that's why Twitter is so great. That's why LinkedIn is so great. That's why Facebook is great. That's why having a blog is great. Because people get a chance to read your content, read your ideas, see your personality in advance of actually meeting you, getting a call from you, whatever it might be. And all of a sudden the risk goes way down, right? A lot of the people that I met today, and that I met, like for example, where's Rosa? Rosa, is she talking over there?
Rosa's here.
Rosa. She and I met, what? Rosa and I met on Twitter, and we just go back and forth, we share some ideas and stuff. Today's the first day we met. But seeing her, it was like, oh my gosh, it's like we're friends already. So it breaks down barriers and it helps you. And I tell job seekers all the time, if you want someone to accept your cold call, warm it up through social media, warm it up through an introduction from a third party. And you guys can do the same thing. And here's some ways to do that. So we talked about writing. I don't know how many of you write non-resumes. If you have time to write a blog, to share your ideas on a Facebook page or whatever, but it is a great way to get your word out. If you can add your blog post to a LinkedIn group that might appreciate it and be there for the conversation, that's a great way for people to get to know your philosophy in advance of even looking at your website or looking at what your prices are. Okay? Speaking. How many of you are regular speakers at networking groups, job search clubs? Okay? If you're not, you will be welcomed with open arms. You really will, because you're probably pretty well networked, and all these people who are out looking for work are looking for people that can help them connect. Okay? So if you don't do this today, create a simple presentation. It doesn't have to be more than 30 minutes long. And get out there and just stand up in front of people and tell them what you believe. Tell them about your resume philosophy. And by the way, it's a great business development tool too. Right? Connecting with people through LinkedIn and other places. Start something. What could you start in your local community that isn't there today? Chanley talked earlier about the idea of a job club. Could you start a job or a career club, a meetup group? Right? Some of you say, man, I just don't have time for that. But I tell you, if you create a crew of people that you meet with, and they come for career advice or come for job advice or whatever, even if it's a small accountability group of 8 to 10 people, over time, people are going to want to become a part of that group. And over time, it'll become something that people care about, think about, right? Susan, you have your LinkedIn group. That's a great way for people to get to know job hunt if they're not already familiar with it. So starting something is great. And then own a niche. And I think there's probably a lot of you in here who do kind of own a niche, whether it's in an industry or a level like executive resumes versus entry level or college graduate resumes. And if you don't know what your niche is, you may not have one, and you might want to think about what that is. And I would encourage you to think about what do you love to do. What are the clients that you just absolutely love to write for and are profitable, right?